Internetians, my name is Josh, aka ultraplayer, and I am your coach of the Philly Soldu. Welcome one and all to the APA, season number 5, week number 1. This is going to be our team builder for the first week of the APA with our first draft. Very, very excited to get the season started and very excited to get building with this amazing team. So, if you did not watch our draft analysis, how did you not watch our draft analysis? That draft analysis got very popular. I'm very grateful for everyone who took the time out of their lives to watch my draft analysis. Like, it is super popular. It's probably one of my most viewed videos of all time. So, quick thank you for that. Quick thank you for everyone who has subbed recently due to the APA. It's been surreal just watching my notifications blow up for the first time. So, hearts out to all of you. You're all amazing people, and let us get into our team builder. So, for week number 1, we're going to be taking on the Portland Nightshaders, coached by John Jr. Be sure to go check him out in the description below. He's a phenomenal battler. And if you are unaware of what we drafted, by the way, I got away from that. If you're unaware of what we drafted, real quick, we have a Mega Charizard X, a Zapdos, a Suicune, a Florius, a Excadrill, a Miltank, a Chestnut, 7. We have a Weezing. We have an Espeon. We have a Deancey. Did I say Sneasel already? I believe I did. What else do we have? Anyway. We have something else. So, that's fun. Moving forward. John Jr.'s team should appear on your screen at any moment. He drafted a very, very good team of Mega Scizor, Tornadus, Therian, Raikou, Infernape, and Serena, Primarina, Dredagon, Gligar, Tentacle, and Audino. He definitely has some of them some really good mons that can help take advantage of the NAZ Crystal rule, which is very, very frightening. So, looking at this team, a couple things that immediately jumped out to me in team building prep and things that I really thought about were the fact that Mega Scizor is almost 100% not coming. I have 3 of the best Mega Scizor answers in the game, with Mega Charizard X, Zapdos, and Suicune. So, I knew Tornadus Therian was going to be a big problem. Offensively, it could do a lot of work. I know Infernape was probably going to be his win con. It was his best mon against me offensively. And I knew that Gligar was going to be very, very obnoxious. Gligar is very good against most of my offense. And for the ones that it's not good versus, he has other answers too. So, I knew Cheesesteaks were going to be annoying from the Tentacruel. Primarina could be hard to switch into. Overall, very decent matchup. I'm glad I didn't get a very good matchup for week 1 because I don't feel like that'd be fun. But I have my team of 6, and we're going to actually go over my team building process instead of just going over the team. So I'll be like kind of live building the team with you. So looking at his team with my team, there's one thing that jumped out at me immediately. Like one mon that I knew that I had to bring, and that was going to be my Zapdos. So my Zapdos, what do I call you? Oh, I called you this. So, my Zapdos, first of all, I calced everything at level 100, and then forgot and had to go change everything to level 50, so shout out to me. But anyway, I knew that I wanted Zapdos, I knew that I wanted the Static, and I knew that I wanted Roost and Hidden Power Ice. I didn't know what 4th move I wanted. I knew the 3rd one was going to be some kind of electrical stab, because it's so good for him. And overall, I didn't really know too much about my EV spread. I knew I was going to want max HP, and I knew I was going to want enough speed for a max speed Adamant Mega Scizor, which is going to be that. I wasn't afraid of Jolly. I don't feel like Jolly does anything for him this game. So if he does, first of all, for some reason, if he does bring Mega Scizor, I don't think it'll bring Jolly, but I also don't expect it to come anyway. But I'm ready for it if it does. This also allows me to outspeed a max speed Primarina, which is very nice because offensively Primarina can do a lot of work versus my team. So making sure that I can't really outspeed much is very, very good. So, I knew that I wanted this. I knew I wanted Static just because stuff like Choice Scarf and Inferno could be very annoying. Mega Scizor could be annoying. Tornadus Therian clicking U-turn. Serena clicking U-turn. Dredagon in general. So a couple things that I did think that he might bring. I also thought he might bring Dredagon, because its Mold Breaker could help him get a rock versus my Espeon. I knew Gligar was coming, I knew Tornadus Therian was coming, and I knew Infernape was coming. The other 3 I was up in the air on. So, no matter what, I did think that I wanted to build a team that very well supported Zapdos, because honestly, he has the worst time breaking through Zapdos. his way to breaking through Zapdos are an SD or a banned Flare Blitz from the Infernape, maybe Calm-Mind Raikou. Primarina could break through it. Other than that, he doesn't really have a lot. So, I wanted to make sure that I could support him in the other ways he could break through it. Like Toxic, like Hazards. So I had that in mind. I also wanted a way to stop T-Spikes from going up, because T-Spikes were very, very annoying for me. So, I had to find a way to do that. And I also wanted something to really help me check the Raikou. I felt like I could find a way to check the Infernape decently well, but I wanted something specifically for Raikou. Because Calm Mind with Thunderbolt, and then the last slot, Hidden Power Ground was very, very obnoxious. Or Hidden Power Water, Hidden Power Fighting, Hidden Power Fire for my Excadrill. But we'll get more into that as we go. So I wanted something like that. So all this is going in my head. I knew that the next mon I really wanted was going to be my Florges. Because my Florges could help support my Zapdos. And like I said, it can do certain things. I name you. Shout out to the MLP. Because Florges sucks. I knew I wanted Kevia Berry. Because I wanted to help keep rocks away versus the Druddigon. And that thing can gunk shot me. And I knew I wanted Defog to keep hazards away and keep Zapdos from having to switch in on them. I wanted Synthesis to stay healthy, Heal Bell to get rid of Toxics, and then Moonblast. I thought about a lot of different sets with this. I definitely thought about a Psyche Z Florges, which would help me attack the Tentacruel and hopefully keep him from being able to continue to spike me, Toxic spike me. But I found something else that worked for that, so I'll get into that later. I like the set a lot. I knew I couldn't run crazy amounts of speed because I'd still need bulk to switch into the Druddigon, into the Gligar, maybe into the Infernape if it's not like crazy, like Life Orb or Banded. I might be able to take Flare Blitzes decently well. Those are all of his rockers, so I wanted, you know, the physical bulk. So while I did want some speed to help out, give me as much defogging opportunities as possible, I didn't want to run a crazy amount of speed. And I ultimately settled on a very specific set. So I went with like this. Come on. There you go. That's level 100. See, I even do it in the Teambuilder. So, I wanted this, and then I ended up with enough speed for a max speed modest Primarina. The rest in bulk. I don't feel like did I mess that up? Could I have done it another way and gotten better at it? Did I not optimize my EVs? Did I not optimize my EVs? Oh, it didn't matter. Oh, cool. That's one thing I forgot to do when building this team. So, we have this set. I knew this was the first set I made. I knew this set was very, very helpful for me. It allows me to outspeed the max speed modest Primarina. I don't, again, see much potential of him bringing Timid. But there is some, more than Adamant or Jolly Mega Scizor. So if he is modest, I will have a defog opportunity versus that, should I really, really need it. It also allows me to get over the Gligar. It allows me to get over the... allows me to get over a max speed Dino, should that for some reason be a thing, as well as a max speed Druddigon, which is also very, very nice. So unless he's scarred for any reason, I will be able to defog versus that and pressure him with the Moonblast. So, very nice set here. Very happy with this. And let us move on to what I brought next. So I knew that, based on the team that I was going towards, my final win con was likely going to be my Mega Charizard X. And, I kind of had an idea of some of the other members that were going to be on the team. And if I didn't, and if I was kind of unsure, I knew that the other mons that would possibly be in the slot would also be very annoyed by Toxic Spikes. I mentioned Toxic Spikes from Tentacruel earlier, and I definitely think they can be really, really annoying. So I want to make sure that I can have a way to reliably keep them away, or get rid of them, or take them away. And Florges is not that. You know, Tentacruel is always going to be able to beat it 1v1. It's going to be able to just put him back up because it outspeeds me. So after some calculating, I came up with Espeon. I'm sure a lot of people thought this was coming, but the one thing that kind of took me away from using Espeon to keep him away was the fact that Espeon isn't very bulky. So I had to make sure that I found a way that Espeon could keep the hazard away from the Tentacruel, and I ended up naming this Carbuncle. Shout out to you if you understand why. I knew I wanted Magic Bounce, and ultimately I didn't know what item I wanted yet. I wasn't sure if I wanted leftovers. Maybe I wanted a Z Crystal, potentially a Culpa Berry for the Spiritomb. Which, by the way, I don't think I mentioned that he has a Spirit Tomb, but he has a Spirit Tomb. It wasn't the notepad that I'm using actually cut that part off. But he has a Spirit Tomb, which I thought could come because otherwise an Espeon could be a big threat to him. But anyway, I knew that I wanted reliable recovery, and I ultimately decided I wanted this to make this a Wish patch because Wish could be very, very nice. Even though I kind of messed up the Wish part. Moving forward, I ultimately decided I wanted Psychic and Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam is a very, a given because it's going to help me with the Spirit Tomb. And since I'm so confident that I'm not going to see the Scizor, especially with the team that I brought, even if it does come, I'm ready for it. I didn't feel like I needed Hidden Power Fire. So, the way I mess up the wishes, I don't go max HP and give as big wishes as possible. But it was mainly there for the, it was mainly there because I couldn't fit it anywhere else. And I didn't really need a fourth move. I could have benefited from a fourth move, Calm Mind, or Toxic, or Hidden Power Ice. But ultimately, Psychic did enough damage to Gligar anyway. So, my set. I need to see this one. I calc this one forever. Forever. So I have 188 speed with a timid nature. And that's going to allow me to outspeed an Infernape, creeping my Zapdos or my Mega Charizard X. I needed some of the extra EVs just to, get more offensive prowess out of this and everything, so I kind of feel like I had to go with the aggressive speed creep. Otherwise, I would have just gone max speed. However, it gets fun after this. So, let's make sure I get this right. It's going to be 68 HP. It's going to be 28 Spadef. It's going to be 100 special attack and 124 defense. That is the spread that I came up with. So, this is a fun spread. What does this do? It helps me versus his two best hazard setters that I could potentially beat. So, first of all, with Magic Bounce, it deters Toxic Spikes, and it also just deters Toxic. So should he bring the Audino clicking Toxic, I can switch into this every time, and I'll never have to worry about it. So, first of all, there's that. But like I said, I wanted this to be able to come in on Tentacruel and Gligar very easily. So, I have enough bulk to take EQs from the Gligar reliably well, and more importantly, Tentacruel. So, if Tentacruel goes for Sludge Bomb, if he's not specially attack invested, I have to come in on Rocks, take the Sludge Bomb, and get poisoned. I will still be able to take another Sludge Bomb with the Spadef. And I also went even more Spadef invested than that, and went with enough Spadef to take on, or take a Life Orb, Tornadus' Hurricane. Should the need for it arise, because Tornadus is a decent threat to this team. I'm not gonna lie, nothing outspeeds it. Nothing's gonna end up outspeeding it. And I only have the switch in with Zapdos. Well, Florges could switch in decently well if it's Life Orb, then it becomes a problem. So, I can take on that from the Tentacruel. I don't live 2 hard clicks all the time from Gligar because I needed some special attack investment just to, make sure I'm doing damage. But I do take that Life Orb Hurricane. I also take a +1 Raikou's Thunderbolt after Rocks, which I thought could be important, which is one of the reasons why I wanted Psy Shock over Psychic. Same thing with the Tentacruel, just being able to hit that harder. But ultimately, I decided that Psychic was more important, because otherwise, then Gligar is not worried about me. I needed Psychic for the extra damage versus that, more than importantly. Besides, I have something for Raikou coming up. So, I also will be able to live 2 close combats from a Scarfed Infernape after Rock, so should I think he's going for Scarfed Close Combat, I can switch into this and use that as kind of a way to threaten him out. This also is one of my checks to Infernape, because I take Mach Punches decently well. I can check an SD Infernape with this. I'll outspeed it, probably. John's a good player. I don't see him running max speed Infernape when he doesn't need to. So, and I'll be able to threaten him out with a Psychic. And Psychic also with me running Psychic, I have a better chance to kill, obviously, because it's going to be doing more damage to the Infernape. So, overall, that's what I went with. Wasn't sure what item I wanted yet, but I will come back to that. And the next one that I knew that I wanted to make a Charizard X. But I actually typed in Excadrill first, because I felt like I needed it for the Raikou. Raikou is very, very annoying, and I needed something to help me with it. But I also wanted, originally I wanted something that could help me with the Gligar. When I thought about how much, at this point, what could help me with the Gligar? I actually went Sandforce, I'm going to tell you now. I went Sandforce because on the off chance that I don't need Mold Breaker. Nothing on his team tells me that I need Mold Breaker because Gligar, while I could Toxic that, even if it has immunity with Mold Breaker, immunity actually just cures you of poison anyway, so that wouldn't work. Nothing really stood out to me as I don't see any ability that I would need Mold Breaker for. Maybe if it works, I could priority the Serena, but I don't have any priority. So I ran Sandforce on the off random ass chance that he decides that he's going to set up Sand. I can now hit harder. So there's that. But I knew this was going to be a rocker, and that's about all I knew, as I would have rocks. I ultimately took the Mega Charizard X at this point too. Mega Charizard X. And I named you St. George because I found that name. I got that nickname like forever ago, and I never changed it. So you're St. George. So it doesn't matter what you are beforehand. Because I knew that at this point Gligar was super annoying, I went back to this and I added something. I calced Zapdos a lot, and I ultimately decided that having a Zapdos to a KO'd Gligar 100% of the time, even if he was max sassy, or I always just calc sassy because of speed, max careful, would have cost just a bit too much. So I went with something that would be just max. So max Gligar with like an impish nature. So if he's like 252, 16, 240, just to jump point or whatever, I'd be able to KO that with Empower Ice. So to do that, I had to go with a modest nature for optimizing my EVs, and with 4 investment, I do just that. So I put that in there. I was looking over the team. I was still pretty okay with how I was going, so I continued, and I went back to Excadrill, and I ultimately decided that Excadrill could potentially beat that Gligar 1v1. How? Like this. DeathlyiAm. So, I went and I did some calcs for Excadrill to find out what I wanted. And I settled with a spread. That one. Okay. So I went with 156 EVs in speed, and that would put me over Adamant Mega Scizor once again. Only speed I really needed. While I could have gone for Serena, I did not expect Serena because, once again, I have 2 amazing answers to Serena in Zapdos and Mega Charizard X. So, went with Mega Scizor once again. Woo. And also, I guess, Adamant Serena. Or Adamant Serena. So, I went with that. I went with Max Attack because I wanted the damage, and I went with an Adamant Nature because I can. Shout out to his speed tiers. And the rest of it actually ended up going more like this. To help me take, like I wanted HP over just throwing it all in Fist Death, so I could take special hits just a little bit better. And then I moved some of it into defense so that I could take knockoff plus EQ from the Gligar. Or just EQ from Gligar in general. So, I have this Excadrill here with Wheeler to Sword Sense up, and DeathlyiAm, of course, crashes a lot. If I feel like I can FD up on something else, like if I get this in versus, say, the Tentacruel, maybe, or the Dredagon, Primarina, something that I'll be able to force out. I can SD on switch to Gligar, SD again as he goes for Earthquake, and then DeathlyiAm, and I believe +4 DeathlyiAm knocks him out. That's what I figured out. Gligar, max defense, the Iron Head. It does nothing because you're level 100. Yeah. So it would knock him out. Actually, what does +2 do? +2. If it was only +2, it would still do 84 to 98 to max Fist Death. If for any reason he was like a mixed defensive set, he would die to +2 Corkscrew Crash. But I would probably find that out before this. So, I like this. This will help me beat Gligar, which was probably his best check to the Mega Charizard X. Because I didn't count Mega Charizard X first. I just looked at his team and I knew that Mega Charizard X would destroy him. Like, it would ream him. And I knew that he had 2 checks to it, being Primarina and the Gligar. Everything else, didn't really like it. Not too much. Not gonna lie. Didn't really like it. So, I knew that I wanted DD. I knew I wanted Flare Blitz. That's Glare Blitz. Glare Blitz! Flare Blitz. Thunder Punch. And openly decided for Roost. I don't touch the Druddigon. I don't touch Druddigon. I feel like I can pressure Druddigon really well. I feel like everything does damage to it. It's more of a throwaway pawn. That's mainly there to get at Brox. He brings Druddigon as his Charizard X counter. Good for him. He got me. So, oh. There we go. I'll plug my headphones for a second. So, I knew I wanted that, and I didn't come back to calculating because I didn't know what I wanted to do with Mega Charizard X until I finished the last mon. So, I threw around a lot of mons in this last slot. Honestly, I knew I still had a lot of stuff to finish with the team. I threw around a lot. I threw around a Miltank. I thought about Weezing. I thought about Chestnut to get up hazards, because Spike Sacking is cool. But ultimately, I felt like, you know, hazards wouldn't be the greatest thing versus him, because he has Serena, Tornadus, Mega Scizor, Gligar, Tentacruel. He has a way to get rid of him. And I thought about Sneasel, which would be really nice, helping me pressure the Gligar, get it out of there. But ultimately, I don't break through Mega Scizor, and then that just brings in Infernape too much for my blood. It would help me weaken the Primarina to an extent, but also I feel like I can handle Primarina anyway. So, after a while, I realized that a certain mon went way too crazy on my team, and that was Infernape. So I needed something that could help me with Infernape, so I typed in Suicune. And that ended up with Suicune. This was going to be my 6, and I just needed to fill in the gaps. So, Suicune, buddy, how are you doing? Purity. That's what I call you. So, Purity, Scald. I actually typed in this set first. Because I needed something that would check SD and Infernape. Because I felt like versus Scarf I was fine. So I ended up typing in this. Okay, so I went with this. I didn't make notes about this. I forgot to make a notes about this. What else did I go with? I think I went with this and this. And it looked like this. Let me fix you. Oh, you know what? Fine, you can say it that way. Anyway, so I did this. I went with Modest, and like I went with enough speed to outspeed Torn, which I believe was like 131. So I had something like that. And that would help me versus the Infernape, which is always nice, because that's the Infernape was a threat, and I could just pick this off and surprise, I kill you, or surprise, I kill something else. I'm going to tell you now this is scrapped. I posted, once I actually filled everything else out, so let me go back to everything else. We're going to keep this Choice Scarf streak in here for a while. I went back to this, and I decided that I want to discharge. I felt like spreading paralysis would be very, very nice versus this team. I didn't really have much Toxic going around, but I didn't feel like I needed it too much, which was a mistake, but you'll see that tomorrow. It ultimately didn't matter, honestly. But I definitely knew I wanted this, and I knew I wanted Left Hitters. Yeet! So, I did not know what this last move was going to be, but I ended up doing my calcs for this, and I ended up with this spread. Nope. Come on. So, I ended up with that spread. I believe this got fixed because it was all brought up at a level 100. So, I'm going to leave it as is for now, but it ended up being fixed because of my generator. So, I knew I wanted that, and I ultimately decided for Espeon, I wanted Culver Berry, which would help me take Pursuit from the Spirit Team, it would help me take Knockoff, etc. It'd be very good. And it helps me keep alive so that I can check Infernape, because if he just Pursuit traps me and SD's up with Infernape, not doing too good right now. Honestly, I do have this, but that gets weakened in Mach Punch range, which he wouldn't go for, but still. And then I ultimately decided to change this, and I changed this to Air Balloon. So I mentioned Raikou earlier, and I knew at this point I had to have some prep on here for Raikou, because Raikou was really annoying. So I knew that Subcalm Mine, Thunderbolt, and Hidden Power Ground would be his set, because it was super good versus me, and he basically destroyed me. So I went with this. He can't, and I knew I'd have to play for Air Balloon, would never get paused. And if it did get paused, I would need something secondary to beat it, So I put Whirlwind on here. This is a face mask. Now, so why Hidden Power Ground? So I knew he would run Hidden Power Ground because it would also hit my Charizard, which are my 2 best electric resists on my team. I believe they're my only ones. So, no, I also have Chestnut, but Chestnut wouldn't beat that 1v1. So, I went with this. I don't think it was the best case scenario. And, yeah, I settled on this. I settled on just about everything else. Everything was ready except for this. So, I went ahead and did my calcs for this one at this point, and I ultimately decided that I didn't need a lot of speed. That, I believe wow, I dodged a bullet. Whew! I knew he wouldn't run max speed Tornado Theory, so I just went with enough for the Adam and Mega Scizor once again. Although I should have gone just a few points higher, but that's hindsight. I went with max HP, honestly, and then I had the following set. And with an Adamant. So what does this do? I didn't realize, this is also nice because it helped me realize that I was not weak to Gligar as I thought I was. It was just really annoying. You can still beat everything 1v1 potentially, except for like Suicune. But I knew that I actually did some calcs and I realized that his 2 best checks can't actually do a lot to me. So I have an with max HP and 4 in Spadef, I actually take a Timid Specs Hydro Pump from Arena. And with the Fizdef, I actually take 2 Earthquakes from the Gligar, which is honestly really beautiful. But I also take 2 Scarf Close Combats from the Infernape, which is also nice. So that I can potentially set up on that. And get 2 DDs up and sweep his entire team. First thing you need to know, that if I get just a tiny bit of damage off some stuff, if I get 2 DDs up, the game ends. Like, he's done. He doesn't have to beat it with anything. It's really hard for him to pressure. All kinds of stuff. So, this was the team that I came up with. I was very, very happy with it. You know, I talked to my front office about stuff. They're like, I really like the team. Everyone said, like, almost everyone who was like around at the time said this. I really like the team, but are you on meth? What is that Suicune? And they convinced me to change Suicune. So I changed Suicune. So it ended up being Sub, Calm Mind, Protect, and Scald. So it ended up being Vincoon. And we changed this to this speed. I believe I just went like this for some random calc reason, but I did not make note of it, and I could not find out what the notes were. So, this was my Vincoon set. Very, very nice, as long as he's not actually Calm Mind Raikou. When I get a couple Calm Minds up, I take that on actually decently well, and honestly, this could potentially just sweep his entire team. Like, honestly. Like, he really hates Vincoon to a very large extent. Vincoon is a very, very extremely large threat to his team. So, that's what I went with. The speed is for max speed Timid Primarina, which would be very, very nice because Primarina can also do a lot of damage to me. So having something that can outspeed that is very nice. And ultimately, I was very, very happy with this. I was very, very happy with the team. I was very, very happy with how it handled just about everything. And yeah, this is going to be the team that I'm going to be running with. I have, you know, my bulky Mada Zapdos. It was leftovers, right? I didn't make that mistake. Yeah, it was leftovers. Great. Let me make sure everything matches up. It does look like everything's matching up to the team I have on my folder already. So, we have this. We have my Support Florges, my Wish Protect Espeon, my Air Balloon SD, Excadrill, which could still beat Gligar 1v1. If he only had Mono Earthquake, I'd completely destroy him. But I also have to be careful as to not get the balloon popped. My Mega Charizard X, and then my Suicune. So, hope you guys enjoyed the team builder. Let me know what you guys think of the team. And tomorrow, which unfortunately, yeah, all my games for both my game for MPL and APA will be both going up tomorrow. How very unfortunate. I'm very, it's not the greatest, but you know, it happens sometimes. They will both going up tomorrow, but specifically for this video, APA will be going up tomorrow. Let me know what you guys think of the team, and I will see you then. Peace.